Okay, I am here, I am back. Finally, we're gonna do this sa wakas. It's been a crazy 2-3 weeks for me. I came from Malaysia, and then I went back 4 days in Manila. I started riding the Raiders, and then after that, pumunta akong Italy to cover the EICMA 2017 convention for you guys. And then that took me 6 days. I went back here, and as soon as I landed, I started riding the bikes. I mean, it's tiring, and it's fun at the same time. I have some beer. I'm gonna put it right next to me. I deserve it. So I have my notes. Let's do this. Unang-una sa lahat, okay na kami ng asawa ko. Here we are, Suzuki Raider Carb versus FI. There are already over 200,000 sold since it was launched. This is known as the Satria in other countries. In the Philippines, the Raider has a cult and solid following. In the last Raider Summit alone, over 6,200 riders showed up in the World Trade Center. Motorcycles evolve through the years, and it is in this point in time that we are at a turning point. Halos pa FI na lahat ng motor, mas lalo na pag na-implement ng Euro 4, which is in the not too distant future. Sikapin natin ngayon malaman kung alin pa talaga ang mas magandang motor, Carb or the FI. So how will we find out which is better than the other? I put down 5 categories. 1. Build and features. 2. Power and acceleration. 3. Fuel efficiency. 4. Comfort and ride. And 5. Value for money in the long term. Pansinin nyo, wala akong sinabi dyan category about looks and aesthetics. Kasi for me, that's something that's very hard to measure. It's such a subjective topic. Di tayo matatapos na magtatalo na tayo na magtatalo. Para mo sinabi si Suzuki, tinanggal si Enrique Hill at kinuha si Sander Ford para maging bagong ka-love team ni Liza Soberano. Ang dami magwawala nun. Pero meron din naman matutuwa, si Sander Ford. Let's look at the build and features. First up, the gauge. The Carb gauge is pretty utilitarian. It gives you fuel information, speed, and your odometer, and that's pretty much it. On its own, okay naman siya, pero if you're comparing it with the FI gauge, the FI gauge is giving more information. It's got trip 1, trip 2. It's laid out in a simple and practical manner. It's flat and it's sleek. Clearly, if you're talking about performance with the gauge, the FI is doing a whole lot more. So I'm giving 1 point to the FI for that, under build and features. The FI is water cooled and the Carb is pretty much oil cooled. Now for a 150cc engine, we're considering traffic situations. You're just going on a long ride and you got air helping out cool the engine. Okay lang yun. The efficiency of water cool has already been proven. I'm gonna give another point to the FI bike for that. Storage space for the Carb and FI. Okay, as you guys know, there's not much space in a Raider under the seat. Siguro lumpia dito, maliit na hotdog dito, and that's it. So yeah, storage space under the seat for both bikes, no points for them. However, the FI put some effort in putting some space over here. There you go. It's not that big. This is my entire hand. That's about 8 inches right there. I can put my glasses. That's gonna fit. Chinelas will not fit. Extra liter of oil definitely will not fit, but you know what, it's better than nothing, and I believe this deserves a point. It's an incremental improvement. I think 0.5 points for this. Okay, let's compare the headlights now. Curiously enough, all this time with the Suzuki Raider, they provide a switch wherein you can turn on the headlight or you can turn off the headlight.
Eh di ba Zach, dapat safety naka-on ang ilaw palagi?
O di on mo parate. The lights. FI goes LED and Carb goes same old same old. Obviously for this, I'm gonna go for the FI. Another point for them. For the tires, it's pretty much the same specs, and unfortunately I have no way of deciding or judging which is the better tire considering the time frame I had with the bikes. So I'll just, not say anything about the tires. To be safe, I won't put any points for both. For the build, I'm gonna give 1 point per bike. If you're looking at the plastics and how it was put together, you touch all the little hoses, yung mga screws dito, mga little bits and pieces, maayos sila lahat eh, okay naman sila. So bigyan natin sila 1 point each there. Okay, let's talk about the braking on the FI. The front brakes are very, very good. Stops, nice and solid. Doesn't skid or anything like that. However, the rear brakes is what you got to be careful with. You can fishtail, and this is dry road, mind you.
I'm showing this to you on dry conditions kasi ano pa kaya kung basa yung daan, diba? So use a combination of both. I would use more of the front and less of the rear. Braking now on the Carb. We're gonna start with the front. So I can tell you right now, the braking of the FI is far superior. I mean, it does the job, pero kung compare mo sa FI, mas solid yung braking nun. Now let's try the rear. Okay, it takes a lot for this to skid. Mas prone pa rin mag-lock yung rear brakes na FI. So let's try both. Mas gusto ko yung braking ng FI.
I love you.
Power and acceleration. You know what? I don't trust myself also. Kasi tao lang ako eh. Kung we're talking about power and acceleration, speed and all of that, there has to be one variable and a consistent thing that can test. And that is a dyno. So we head off to JVT in Caloocan. These guys know what they're doing. They've been winning races. Super professional. The guy I met there is a Taiwanese engineer. He's very shy. Ayaw niya magpakita sa camera. They call him Master Shifu or something like that. Comparing top speeds with two different speedometers, hindi niya marereflect yung totoong difference between two bikes. Because di natin masabi, some speedometers are not accurate. Using the dyno as the only reference, the Carb's top speed is 142.56 kph. Yung FI naman gets 162.76 kph. Ang tanong kung kaya nito abutin sa kalye, and of course this will depend on driver weight, road conditions, the incline, wind, and all of that. Hindi ko na sinubukan yon because during my time with the bikes, I could not find a remote area to do it. At ayaw naman natin magpakakamote sa daan pampubliko. Ang importante, alam natin yung sagad, regardless of any rider. At ang mas mahalaga pa dyan, wag na kasi tayo hataw ng hataw. Mamamatay din naman tayo lahat eh. Relax lang, takbong chubby lang. Sa lakas naman, according to the dyno, the Carb gets 12 horsepower and the FI gets 14.66 horsepower. I think that's pretty much conclusive. In terms of power and acceleration, FI wins. The Carb got me about 31 to 33 kpl and the FI got me around 45 to 46 kpl. Di na ako nagtipid mode dito. While mode, I was really hard on these bikes. So these numbers can only get better if you're lighter and you take it easy on the throttle. FI wins for fuel efficiency. Comfort and ride, I would give points to the Carb for this. The FI has a steeper incline with a seat at nagsaslide forward ako dahil dito. Yung pants nagko-compress pag nagpo-push forward ako and it can get quite uncomfortable. Because of this, my betlog gets EPIT. Comfort goes to Carb. Value for money in the long term. The Carb costs 97,900 for the premium edition and the FI is 109,900. That's 12,000 peso difference. I will look at the fuel economy. In about 2 years, naka 15,000 kilometers ka, yung FI at 46 kilometers per liter, you will be spending 16,304 pesos on gasoline. Yung Carb naman at 31 kilometers per liter, you'll be spending 24,193 pesos. So there's a difference of 7,889. So this tells us, gamitin mo lang ng gamitin yung FI, mababawi at mababawi mo yung difference. Yes, magastos ang FI pag nasira, but you have to ask yourself, kilala na ba talaga tayo nasira ng FI? I would say I know someone, but the reason behind it was because hindi niya ginamit yung motor niya ng mga 8 months. Nag-gum yung fuel at nagbara-bara na yung mga injectors niya. Sa patibayan naman, at the end of the day, pwede lang natin isipin, parehong Raider din naman yan. At the very least, I think it should be identical. Verdict, I think it's pretty obvious on my end after all of this. FI is the better bike. Suzuki has a new king in the underbone segment, a younger, fresher, and frugal bike, the Suzuki Raider FI. This has been Zach. Hope you enjoyed this as much as I did. Ciao.
You ever feel so confused you just don't know what to do? Well, we all been there. And it's okay because that time, if it were a second, we're as thin as a hair. This one's for you, baby. It's just you and me now. From here on out, I promise, I truly do.
Nya, tsaka pala.